Here's the instructions for the 11-ounce latte mug animated mock-up. The first thing you'll want to do is get rid of this space-saving layer. So that's over here in the layer stack, bottom right, in the layers panel. So you can turn that off with the eye icon. You're going to need the timeline editor at some stage, so let's turn that on. Okay, so the first thing you'll probably want to do is add your design. So the first thing here is step 1. So you double click the smart object. In step 2, double click that smart object. Now here you've got two options. You can either have, if you've got a rectangular design that hasn't been shaped into the curve for your mug, then use this smart object. And then you double click it, and then you go File, Place Embed, Embedded, and then locate on your hard drive your design. Or if you can't do File, Place Embedded because it's not showing up on your version, you can just copy and paste from another open window. Just copy your design and paste it in. Okay, so once you've pasted in your design, close this and it'll prompt you to say yes here, and then close it again, say yes here, close it again, say yes here. So these are the 3 steps, and then if we scrub through you'll see the animation. Do exactly the same thing if you've got a curved design. So click step 1, click step 2, then when you've got a curved design, turn the rectangular off, turn the curved one on, double click it, go File, Place Embedded, find your design, select it, it'll drop it on there. Now with the curved, there's a guide here. You want to make sure your design fits inside or overlaps slightly. Doesn't matter, you'll see. I think it's probably best to just slightly overlap. Unless there's detail on the edge, then you want to keep it as close to the edge as you can. Keep it within these boundaries. So turn the guide off when you've done that. Close this, say yes, and then close this, say yes, close that one and say yes. And there's your design. And then when you're ready, you can go to this burger menu here and say render video. Keep the defaults unless you know what you're doing. Defaults to H.264, but I think if you're on a Mac you might want to use QuickTime. See how you get on. Give it a file name and select a folder somewhere on your hard drive that you'll be able to find later, and then click render. It'll take, I've got one there already, let's replace it. It'll take a while to render out depending on the speed of your computer. Let's pause it there while that renders out. Okay, it's nearly done. There's a couple more things to talk about with this mock-up. If you see this folder called mug, if you expand that, it is possible to change the colour of the mug if you want. So let's do it with the handle first. This is colour overlay on layer 1. If you double click that, you can change that to whatever you want there. Let's do the same on the body. Layer 2, double click overlay there. If you look through, you can see that everything's changed colour. You can obviously have a different coloured handle if you wanted to. That's how you change the colour of the mug. Just undo that. Other things, if there's an optional shadow here, which you can turn on and off, or change the level. It's set to 59. You can make it stronger or weaker. It's up to you. If you want to change the background, there's another smart object here which you can double click. You can turn that off and then go File, place embedded or copy and paste. It's up to you, your preferred background. And I think that's pretty much all there is to talk about.